What's going on, folks? Let's just jump right into it with another bill search of some good mix of money. This one on the top, this $100 note, I thought was absolutely hysterical. The guy in front of me at Truist had it and was asking the teller if he was able to trade it in. I was like, dude, I'll take this $100 bill. Look at this thing. Styling. But anyway, aside from that, let's look at the serial number. The drawing on it is funny, but albeit takes away from condition, but is hysterical in my opinion. Anyway, double nines, some sevens, some zeros, but nothing going on. Keep an eye out around the security strip, the color changing ink in the ink vial, as well as the 100 here. Sometimes you can see kind of misprints that are not this. Reverse of the note. And kind of keep an eye out around kind of the open space, as well as some of the more intricate detail. Maybe find some ink smears and stuff of that nature. Yeah, but nothing going on. Still a hundo, so good to pay some bills with, right? And styling. Alright, so to the normal bills that I have. $1 bills. Some sixes, some threes, 2017 A. Check out my videos that talk about all the different parts of $1 notes and different denominations of notes, because then you can be familiar with the different parts and kind of areas that may or may not have some errors. This one's kind of shifted, kind of misaligned a little bit. Fives on the end, that's pretty cool. It would have been nice to have some repetition in the center of the serial number. So to have fives as bookends and then say like threes or something in the middle would have been really cool. Would have, if I can talk, would have held on to that. There we go. I remember how to talk. Little bit of wet ink transfer. Have some people that ask me about that. I mean, sometimes it's kind of like, I just call it kind of a press through. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me see if I can get my light on. There we go. I just call it like a press through. Or excessive ink. Sometimes it's a wet ink transfer, but it's when you can see the coat of Washington from the front of the note through the back of the note. Sometimes you can get a wet ink transfer, which is where they just kind of cut the notes and then prematurely stack them, and the wet ink transfers from the front of one note to the back of, well, in this case it'd be this one. If it's dramatic enough, you can see like the whole outline of Washington, I'd say hold on to it. That sounds like a pretty good keeper. This would have been really cool to have like zeros on the end. Ones in the middle, fives, sixes. Pretty cool repetition, but not enough for me to really want to hold on to. There's also part of a counter stamp. You can see that kind of edge to it. So this one sat, I guess, on the top or bottom of a strap of bills, and they stamped it. Nothing going on there. Go a little quicker through them so you're not falling asleep on me. 2021 note. This one's actually pretty beat, though. Lots of nines, but nothing in the serial number. Beat up, so it's hard to tell if that's ink issues to Washington's portrait or not. Nothing going on the back. 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Missing a digit. Or 2 for a broken ladder. 2017 A. So a little bit older. Nothing going on there. Back of the note. Printed nicely. A little bit of damage. It's hard to tell, but if you pull it up here, you can see that it's nothing ink related. That's all just post-production damage. Some fives. Nothing crazy there. Got Minneapolis, Minnesota. A little shift down in the seal. 2017 series, but nothing to call home about. Back of the note. This looks like, I don't know, maybe just somebody had some tape on it. Maybe a strap, and it just sat in it for like ever. Got wet. I don't know. It's definitely not an error. We'll keep moving along. And nothing in the serial number. Nothing on the front. Back of the note. Nothing going on. I like to keep an eye out around the Great Seal, either side of it. sometimes you can get some issues in the kind of intricate detail of it. Ones aren't part of the redesigns coming up, but there are quite a few of them over the next 10, 15-ish years, so I cover those in a couple other videos. Really excited about a couple different new features on the new designs coming out, most notably the tactile features I'm really excited about. I think that's really awesome. And nothing going on the front of this one either. Little bit of that kind of, that excess ink there. Looks almost like a thumbprint, sort of. If it's really, really dramatic, you can see, you know, the whole portrait almost, or an outline at least. Then I would hold on to it, you know. Those are pretty cool and maybe can fetch a little over face value to the right person, but in most cases, I would say it's just normal print. Hey, pretty cool, some writing. But also, what I'm really referring to is that counter stamp there. I actually kind of like stamp notes. They're neat. If this one had a full... Let's see if we can read it. What does this say? Something Community Bank. And then a number. Cool. And then somebody was counting up, had $500. Sweet. Good for them. But I do like stamp bills a lot. I mean, if it would have had something cool, I've found quite a few. I'll have to dig through my collection and show you some that I've found. Some of them have had kind of cute little owls and stuff put on them, cool little swords and little stamps that different banks or people use to just show that they received or they're sending them out or whatever use they were using it for. But I do like counter stamp bills too, which is what this is. And essentially, you know, for whatever use, reception or some sort of transaction the bank was doing, they stamp it. And if it's an almost complete or complete stamp, I do like to hold on to those, although I don't think they're anything super, you know, premium over face value. They're just really cool to me. They're collectible and fun. I'm going to set it aside, even though it's kind of a partial stamp. And nothing there. If it would have been a kind of messed up order, but 1908 and then October, say, you know, 24th, I would have held on to that. Even though it's not in the format I like, which is month, day, and then year. But I would have held on to it. In this case, we're just a few days off. A little bit of free boogers on the back of the note. Other than that, we'll pass along. 2017A series. This one is beat up. Ripped up here, ripped up on the side. If it was collectible, of course, that would detract from value quite a bit. Conditions like 9/10 of the law on any collectible, or really anything. Better you take care of it, more value you can get out of it sometimes. 2017A also. Lots of zeros. Would have been nice to have, like, even a trinary. But in this case, we got, you know, 4 digits going on. Back of the note. There's a little bit more, you know. Again, I get asked about that a lot. Super common to see excess ink in that area. On to some bigger notes, which is kind of cool. 5s and 10s to kind of round us out at the end here. And nothing in the serial number. Probably one of the nicest condition bills we've had in this search so far. A little bit of kind of excess ink. You can see the seal here as well as the serial number a little bit. I do see sometimes like people will sell the serial numbers where you can read the whole thing, albeit it would be backwards through the back of the note. And they've called them a variety of things, but I see those sell for a few dollars over face value. It's not a collectible I'm into, but if you're into it, maybe you can check those out. I see them on eBay and stuff. Nothing going on. Almost knocked over my camera. We're down to like the last few, so thanks for sticking with me here. Keep an eye out for, even in this case, you can kind of see where a little extra ink got laid down from the bottom of this area where it says 10. You can kind of see it through the back of the note. If it's really dramatic, of course, then you can hold on to those, and they can usually be worth a bit over face value. This one's really nice condition, but is just a regular tenner. This is cool. 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, but kind of mixed up. I don't know, I like it. It's cool, but I wouldn't say it's anything valuable. More just kind of a neat serial number to me. If it was a little bit better of a pattern, I'd hold on to it. But in this case, I'm gonna pass it up. It's cool, but not collectible cool. Yeah, 9s, 4s, nothing going on. This thing's got like some glitter or something stuck to it. Who knows where that came from? A little bit of damage to the back of the note and a free glob of something. So we'll just kind of move on from that. Last but not least, nice $5 note, series 2013. Quite a bit were pumped out for this series. You can reference the serial numbers on my website, varietyers.com, and kind of learn more about the different denominations of circulated U.S. notes. So check out varietyers.com if you're into that. If not, whatever. Little bit of excess ink up here, little tiny little dab. Not dramatic enough for me to hold on to, though. So not too crazy of a bill search. Little bit of a counter stamp. It's more of a Kyle thinks it's collectible, and I'm going to hold on to it for my own little weird stamp collection, but I don't think it has a bunch of value over the $1 face value. I just like the weird collectible, so we'll make that the theme of the search. What you think would be considered weirder coin collection stuff? Is it tokens? Do you like challenge coins, military stuff, stamp notes, things that other people are like, those aren't valuable, why do you collect those? I hold on to pretty much every star note, which I think will gain value soon. And then I like stuff like this with little funky stamps on them. So let me know what you collect that's like that in the comments. I will see you there, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.